This is Datila, and welcome to the Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Wednesday, September 4th, 2024, and tonight I'll be talking about AEW Dynamite, but I am not alone. Joining me for this review is none other than Michael 101591.
Hey guys, how you doing? Glad to be back on Datila's channel reviewing Dynamite. Always a pleasure of me being on here.
Always a pleasure having you. But yeah, so tonight's Dynamite was the go-home show to All Out. As we all know, All Out is this Saturday. So we're going to see how well this show did in terms of getting us excited for All Out. Let's kick things off talking about this contract signing between Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. As we know, they've had a bitter rivalry for the last year or so. I mean, who can forget Swerve Strickland breaking into Hangman Adam Page's house? Number one. So, you know, one of the things that I liked about this was it wasn't your typical contract signing. As we all know, contract signings, wedding celebrations, they always end in disaster. This was a little different because, like, if you saw earlier during Dynamite, Swerve Strickland showed his childhood home. And so, like, during this, like, Hangman's music plays, he doesn't come out. It plays twice, and he doesn't come out. So when he comes out on the Titantron, he's, like, at Swerve Strickland's childhood home. You know, and you can't say he didn't deserve it, though.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, Homeboy starts walking around with, like, a gas tank, and that shot of Hangman, like, sitting on Swerve Strickland's dad's chair as the house burst into flames, that was really cool. That was a really great way to end AEW Dynamite. And in case you didn't know, after Dynamite went off the air, apparently Tony Khan announced live in Milwaukee that this Saturday it's going to be an unsanctioned steel cage lights out match between Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page.
I like that they did that.
Same.
But I thought the segment was awesome. I can say that Swerve had it coming because when he broke into Hangman's home, I think it was last year, and you know, he had it coming to him.
He did. I mean, just look at these visuals. Look how great this is. Like Hangman just like sitting there
like a boss.
Yeah, and all of this like in the background. This was an epic shot. This was off AEW's Instagram.
Yeah, that's a good shot there.
Oh, it definitely is. And then like not only that, but like this shot of like Swerve Strickland like be like sad that Hangman did that and stuff. I think this is good. And like Prince Nana, he sold this segment with his facial expressions, you know?
By far, yeah. And Swerve bought his childhood home because he signed a contract extension. So he used all that money that he got for the contract extension to put towards the home that he once lived in. Yeah.
So, but this is great. This is what I want, you know?
Mm-hmm.
This was great. This was a great way to end AEW Dynamite, and this was a great way to book the feud into their match.
Yeah.
So I like this a lot.
They're doing a good job building towards it.
Definitely. All right, so now let's kick things off talking about how Dynamite opened. So Dynamite opened with the Daniel Garcia promo here. And he's talking about MJF. And one of the things I like about this was that MJF was like in the crowd, just sitting there, surrounded by bodyguards. Like, you know, he was not going to go in there, you know?
Of course. It's typical MJF.
Yeah, definitely. I did like this segment. I thought that Daniel Garcia showed a lot of intensity, especially when he mentioned that MJF's tan is fake, the makeup on his face to cover his acne, the trip turkey to get a hair transplant. I thought that was like hilarious. You know, and he told him that the fakest thing about himself is the fake love that he has for AEW.
Yeah, because he always said MJF, 2020, the bid of 2024, is he going to stay with AEW or is he going to WWE?
Exactly.
And we all know where he's at right now.
But I thought this was a great opening segment. Like I said, I really like the intensity that Daniel Garcia showed here.
I thought so too.
You know, MJF just showing why he's such a great heel during this.
He does better as a heel than a baby face.
He does. He definitely does.
Yeah.
Although I'm not gonna lie, I do like the better than you, baby, and the kangaroo kick and double clothesline stuff.
Yeah, without a doubt, they'll come back to that when Adam Cole comes back to finish that off.
Oh, definitely.
And Adam Cole is gonna definitely be coming back a babyface.
Mm-hmm. So this segment ends with MJF pretty much hitting Daniel Garcia with like a bottle, and he gets all busted open. So, I'm excited for their match.
Same.
So, and this was a great segment to build into their match.
And then MJF kissed Daniel Garcia's forehead with him just passed out bleeding.
That was great.
I thought that was a nice touch.
It was. So next we get the I can never every week I can never say this. The Conglomeration. Mark Briscoe was like all over the place. Like if you saw Will Ospreay's face, it was just kind of like okay. And then Kyle
slow down, man.
Like Kyle O'Reilly was like just like mimicking Mark Briscoe, which I thought was so hilarious here. But the word of the day is stupendous.
It's going to be a stupendous match on Saturday.
Yeah. I'm not really digging the conversation. Yeah, Mark Briscoe's funny, but it's just not really my thing. I'm still waiting for Kyle O'Reilly to join Roderick Strong here.
Yeah, it's just they just feel like there.
It does. But I will say I tolerate the conglomeration more so than I do the learning tree.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, by far. We'll get to the learning tree soon. Oh, my God.
So next we had the Continental title match, Kazuchika Okada versus Kyle Fletcher. I thought this was a fantastic match.
Yeah, I thought this was a very good match to open the night out.
Oh, yeah. I really like the spot where Kyle Fletcher did the Rainmaker pose, and then Okada was like, wow, he flipped off the crowd.
Yeah, he has a habit of flipping off the crowd and going, oh, listen to me, bitches.
Heel Okada is a great Okada.
Yeah, I like this version of Okada.
Just like I like Unhinged Hangman. AEW great ending tonight. Hell yeah. One of the best ending. Tonight's ending of Dynamite was like the best ending of Dynamite that we've had in a while.
Yeah, by far.
So honestly, I kind of thought this was going to end in a time limit draw.
I was thinking the same thing.
But no, it didn't end that way because Okada had to low blow Kyle Fletcher.
Well, he had to distract the ref. Like that, the ref's back was turned, and that led to Okada low blowing Fletcher.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then, I thought the ref was going to be knocked out.
Same. But he didn't get knocked out. He just got distracted. But then Konosuke Takeshita comes and he checked on Kyle Fletcher. So I do think that maybe we might get a Takeshita versus Okada down the road based on this.
Yeah, they're having a Continental Championship, I think, challenge this Friday on Collision. It's going to be on Friday because Saturday, of course, is All Out. So we're going to have 3 hours of AEW television on Friday. Who's looking forward to that?
Not only that, but Collision is going head-to-head with SmackDown.
I'll be watching SmackDown over Collision.
I'll be watching SmackDown, too, because I haven't watched SmackDown in like 2 weeks.
Datila had to take a long break from SmackDown.
No, I went to Power MorphoCon, and then I was covering TNA Emergence.
I know.
All right, so next we get Jamie Hayter versus Robyn Renegade.
This is your typical momentum match.
Same. SmackDown over Collision, definitely. I will say, I get why they did this. I get it. Like, Jamie Hayter's back. They want to, throw her in there, but I just wasn't a huge fan of this.
Like I said, your typical momentum match, because Jamie Hayter just came back and they just got to build momentum for her to, I guess, get a big push.
Definitely. And with the fact that Saraya and Harley Cameron were watching backstage, it's definitely lead to Jamie Hayter versus Saraya.
Yeah. Surprised they're not doing it at the pay-per-view.
Because they probably think it's too soon. Maybe at Wrestle Dream or something. All right. So next we get a Roderick Strong interview, and he's basically arguing about his foot being under the rope, which it was. He does have a point.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that Hook offers to give him a title shot, but Roderick Strong says that he will call his shot. So obviously it's not happening at All Out, because otherwise they would have announced it. So my guess is probably the Dynamite after All Out.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Hook!
We'll see what happens with Roderick Strong and Hook. So we get an interesting Jon Moxley segment. As we know, last week he revealed to be in some sort of faction with Marina Shafir. And he told I keep calling him Jungle Boy. He told Jack Perry that he doesn't care what anybody thinks. He thinks he's a sweet kid. And we know that when he went out to the ring, he called out Darby Allin. So I guess Jon Moxley's out of the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, because now that you have Claudio and you have Wheeler Yuta, and now Pac is with them because they hold the Trios Championship. That means that Moxley has been kicked out of the Blackpool Combat Club, because you're not going to have like 4 people, 4 guys with them. So it looks like Pac has replaced Moxley.
I think Pac would fit in just right with the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah. Unless down the line we get maybe Pac versus Moxley. Maybe Moxley gets mad because they replaced him with Pac.
I guess we have to wait and see where his faction is going.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we get the learning tree. We get a learning tree interview.
Before we move on to this, my prediction is this whole group with Moxley and Marina Shafir, maybe this has something to do with having Shane McMahon being brought in to AEW.
They said, some people were saying that last week. If it was an all ex WWE guys, I could definitely see it. Oh, actually, you know what? Marina Shafir was in NXT. What's he gonna do? Show up on the Titantron and say that now I am a part of AEW?
I think so. Maybe.
And they're going to probably do their own version of the invasion, probably.
Yeah.
I could see that happening. But they have to tread carefully with this, because they have to book this correctly. Otherwise it's gonna fall flat.
Yeah, but I like what Moxley is doing here, but seeing Marina Shafir just puts me to sleep.
Now I am curious. This does have my attention. I am curious to see where we go.
Same.
All right, so now back to the Learning Tree interview. So it seems like Chris Jericho is still mad over the fact that Orange Cassidy ruined his $7,000 jacket.
It's 4 years ago already. Get over it.
Hey, $7,000 is $7,000. So Orange Cassidy basically says that if Brian Keith beats him on Friday, he will give him the $7,000 in cash. And
without doubt, that's probably going to happen. I don't see Brian Keith beating Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, I don't think Brian Keith is beating Orange Cassidy, so I don't think this is going to happen. But
after this, can we get a 1 or 2 week break from the learning tree. It's like every single week we got to suffer.
I'm not a big fan of the learning tree. I've of all the things that Chris Jericho has done, this has to be my least favorite gimmick that he's done.
Hi guys. Oh God, every single week it's just awful.
Next, we get the AEW Women's World Title match: Mariah May versus Nyla Rose. Honestly, didn't think this was a bad match. I thought this was a pretty decent match.
I thought it was okay. Nothing great or perfect by any means.
So I liked it. This was her first title defense, so of course she was going to win.
Of course. They're not taking the title off of Mariah May that fast, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And she's doing good so far as Women's World Champion.
She is, I agree.
They better give her a long reign with that title.
Next, we get a Deonna Purrazzo Vignette, and she's talking about how they're in the age of the Luchas. Long may she fucking reign. Lucha, if you're watching, shout out to you. Deonna Purrazzo is still my favorite women's wrestler. I think she should be doing more. This is just me personally, but I feel like she should be doing more. She should be in the women's title picture. I know she had a great feud with Thunder Rosa, but I really would like to see her become women's world champion or TBS champion. Give me Deonna Purrazzo versus Mercedes Monè. Deonna Purrazzo versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Give me my dream match, Deonna Purrazzo versus Serena Deeb in a 30-minute Iron Woman match. I
would like that.
Same.
Tony Khan, please book Deonna Purrazzo better. Give her a good push. She's in catering doing nothing.
Which sucks because she's such an amazing talent and a great addition to the women's division.
By far.
So next we get a Mercedes Monè segment. And I feel like this is just your typical Mercedes Monè segment. She really didn't say anything that was unique or special. Just typical.
The only thing she goes is like, oh, I am the future of this company. That's all she said during this segment. Just putting over herself.
Sheeta appears on the Titantron, and we'll find out that Camille's going to get banned from ringside.
Good.
From their match. But somehow, some way, Mercedes Monè is going to still retain.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I like that we're getting just them going one-on-one without any interference from Camille.
Same. So we get an elite segment, and this is just basically like Jack Perry talking about how he remembers he was there when Brian Danielson first debuted, and then now he's gonna take the title and stuff like that. So this is just your typical heel elite segment.
Yeah.
I feel like they really didn't say anything that stood out to me here.
No, it's typical elite, promo.
Yes. And last but not least, this is going to be the last thing we talked about because we already talked about the contract signing, which closed Dynamite. We get a trios match. It's the Blackpool Combat Club and Pac versus Will Ospreay and the Conglomeration in the form of Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly with Bryan Danielson on commentary. I honestly did think this was a fun little match here. There were some really cool spots, like Will Ospreay taking out Pac on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
That diving DDT to Claudio and then the beach break. And then at the end, after the Elite attack Bryan in the Combat Club, we find out that Claudio and Yuta challenge the Bucks for those tag titles. At All Out. Yeah. And then Will Ospreay and Pac are still fighting backstage. So I did think it was a great match. I just feel like the Blackpool Combat Club challenging for the tag titles, I feel like that could have been given to another tag team.
Yeah. I agree.
Because they're already trios champions. Are they going to be trios and tag team champions?
No,
probably not.
That just gave it all away. They're trios champions. They're not gonna put the tag team titles on them.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make no sense.
So we're going to stop right there because, like I said, we talked about the contract signing. So on a scale from a 1 to Sean Spears' perfect 10, what would you rank tonight's show?
I rank the show at 8 out of 10.
Really?
It's a very good show it was. Although it didn't get us hyped for All Out. And if you think about it, do any of you know that a pay-per-view was happening on Saturday?
Legit, if they would have been promoting All Out every 5 minutes on tonight's show, I probably would have forgotten All Out was a Saturday.
Yeah, we just had All In almost 2 weeks ago, and you just get a 2-week build to All Out. And nothing is like getting us hyped to check out the show. They're like, oh, we have MJF and Will Ospreay. Okay, where's the hype to it?
Mm-hmm.
And any other match that's on the All Out card, where's the hype?
So I will say this. I thought tonight's Dynamite was a very good Dynamite. Had this been your regular run-of-the-mill Dynamite, I definitely would have given it an 8. And I can in terms of the stuff that I like. There was a lot of stuff that I did like on tonight's show. However, as a go-home show, this really didn't do its job. I've always felt, and you can feel free to disagree with me, I've always felt that the purpose of the go-home show is to get you excited and hyped for the pay-per-view this weekend. If you're someone that can't watch Dynamite or consistently, like on a week-to-week basis, you should be able to tune into tonight's show and want to buy All Out on Saturday.
Yes.
I know for a fact that I'm gonna watch All Out. I already bought All Out. I got the combo deal. But if I hadn't watched Dynamite and I was tuning into this, I probably wouldn't want to buy All Out because, yeah, the Daniel Garcia MJF stuff was great. The contract signing was great. Okada versus Kyle Fletcher was great, but what does Okada versus Kyle Fletcher have to do with All Out if Kyle Fletcher is not facing him in singles competition,
Yeah. She has a point, folks.
What does Jamie Hayter versus Robyn Renegade have to do with All Out?
Exactly.
So in terms of it being a go-home show, I don't think it did its job. I'm going to have to split my rankings this time because while it was a good show, and I do agree, I would give it an 8. In terms of a go-home show, this is probably like a 4 because I don't think it did its job of getting people hyped or excited for All Out. Maybe for some matches.
We all agree to disagree.
Yeah, exactly. Agree to disagree. People, that's why there are opinions. All right. So, Michael, where can people find you if they want to check out your stuff?
Well, guys, you could check me out on my channel right down here, Michael101591. I do wrestling reviews from Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, AEW Dynamite. My AEW Dynamite review is already up, so you could check out that. I do movie reviews, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K updates. I have old school commercial breaks on my channel from the 90s, early 2000s. So if you're a nostalgia guy or gal, just check out my channel. Give me a subscribe. And also a note, maybe on Saturday, me and Datila will be live. We're going to be doing our All Out predictions. So, if we have the time to do that, check us out on Saturday.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that. As for myself, you can follow me on Twitter at @Datila_. I talk all things wrestling, WWE, AEW, TNA. You can check me out here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, occasional Saturdays and Sundays. And for all things TNA, you can check me out on Body Slam every Thursday. If you do like Power Rangers, I do Power Rangers content. I went to Power Morphicon. Feel free to check out some of my clips and stuff. I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on creating Power Rangers content because it's been a while. But with that being said, yeah.
Your channel, Rangers of Wrestling.
Exactly. Gonna start making out more Power Rangers content. But with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching and for the continued support. I am on the road to 1,100 subscribers, so please subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. If I don't see you guys tomorrow on Body Slam for TNA, I definitely will see you guys back here on Friday for SmackDown. Bye.
See you guys.